Hello dear students, welcome back to a chemistry class. So in today's chemistry class, we are going with one of the new topic that is about semiconductors. So we will see first what is semiconductor, what are the types of semiconductor and in detail about those. Okay. So first of all, semiconductor is nothing but a substance which allows a little amount of the current to pass through that is known as semiconductors. Fine. So we have two types of semiconductors. One is intrinsic semiconductor, another one is extrinsic semiconductor. So again in extrinsic semiconductor we have two types, that is about p-type extrinsic semiconductor and n-type extrinsic semiconductor. First let us see what is intrinsic semiconductor, then we will go for extrinsic semiconductor and their types. So first coming to the intrinsic semiconductor. So this intrinsic semiconductor is the pure form of the semiconductor. That means no other impurities are going to be added, only it is pure. So we can take the example for this intrinsic semiconductor as silicon and germanium. So you can see here, this is a diagrammatic view showing an intrinsic semiconductor. So in this intrinsic semiconductor, we can see only the silicon atoms. No other atoms are added. That means no other impurities are going to be added to this semiconductor. So this is the purest form of the semiconductor, no impurities are added. So this is about intrinsic semiconductor. So coming to the extrinsic semiconductor, here we have two types again, p-type and n-type. So first, extrinsic semiconductor is nothing but exactly opposite to this intrinsic, where we are going to add the impurities to the silicon structure. So as a silicon or germanium is the example for semiconductor, to that silicon or a germanium structure we are going to add the impurities. So such adding the impurities to the silicon structure or a germanium structure, that is semiconductor, that is known as extrinsic semiconductor. So as I told, we are going to add some impurities. So the process of adding the impurities to this extrinsic semiconductor, that is termed as doping. Right? First we will see now p-type extrinsic semiconductor, then we will see n-type extrinsic semiconductor. So here coming to the p-type extrinsic semiconductor, here extrinsic means we are going to add impurities. Right. So in this p-type extrinsic semiconductor, we are going to add the trivalent elements. So the trivalent elements are nothing but the elements which have 3 electrons in the outermost shell. Outermost shell is nothing but the valency shell. So such type of elements we are going to add as an impurity in between this silicon structure. So for example, here we have taken aluminium, which is belongs to a trivalent element. So silicon is having 4 electrons in the outermost shell. So each silicon is represented with 4 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4. This silicon is also represented with 1, 2, 3, 4. So each silicon is sharing its electron with the neighboring silicon electron. So there is a pair formation. So silicon atom is sharing its electrons with the neighboring silicon atom. So in between we have added one trivalent element, that is aluminium. Example we have taken here as aluminium, which has 3 electrons in the outer shell. So these 3 electrons we have represented here. So one electron of the aluminium is shared with the neighboring silicon atom, and this electron of the aluminium is shared with the neighboring silicon atom, and another electron of the aluminium is also shared with the neighboring silicon atom. There is one electron less to share with another silicon atom. So that one electron which is less or insufficient, that forms a hole. So by adding the trivalent elements to the p-type extrinsic semiconductor, a hole is generated. Because they have only 3 electrons, silicon is having 4 electrons. So one is not sufficient. So the hole is formed. So by forming this hole, we can increase the conductivity. So this is about P-type semiconductor, where we are adding the trivalent elements. So coming to the N-type semiconductor, so here in this we are going to add pentavalent elements. So pentavalent elements are nothing but the elements which have the 5 electrons in the last shell. The last shell is nothing but the outermost shell or the valency shell. So such type of elements we are going to add to this silicon structure. So as we already know that silicon is having 4 electrons in the last shell. So each silicon is represented with 4 electrons, and each silicon electron is shared with the neighboring silicon atom. So here in between we added a pentavalent element, that is the phosphorus as an example we have taken here. So this phosphorus, it is having 5 electrons in the valency shell. So 5 electrons we have to represent here. So 1 electron of the phosphorus is shared with the neighboring silicon, and this electron of the phosphorus is also shared with the neighboring silicon atom. And as phosphorus is having 5 electron, 4 of the silicon atom, they are shared with 4 of the phosphorus. Now 1 is extra. So this extra electron of this phosphorus is occupied in the interstitial position. So this interstitial position which electron is occupied, this is called as free electron. So in this way, by adding pentavalent element to the N-type extrinsic semiconductor, free electrons can be generated. As here phosphorus is having 5 electrons, silicon is having 4 electrons. So one is extra, that electron which is extra is occupied in the interstitial space. So that electron is called as free electron. So in this way, today's class we have understood about semiconductors, the types of semiconductors, and in detail about the P-type and N-type semiconductors. Thank you.